potatoes because Lynn's dogs love mashed potatoes. Well, Lynn and Joe's dogs love mashed potatoes. And so we're going to give her some extra loving. And Tucker better not be mean to her because Tucker, she's a crotchety old broad now. I don't know. You never know how she's going to act. And this is her territory. So we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it will be fine. But we're going to stay up tonight. I hope we're going to stay up tonight. So I wanted to hear from you. Joe says, as I get older, it is harder to stay up. Mandy says, we don't go out usually, but this year we are going to dinner at 6 with friends, coming home after dinner, and maybe try to stay up. We usually make it till about 11:50, then fall asleep on the couch, end up waking around 1. Of course, right? Marcy says, I'm usually asleep, but this year I may stay up until my kids get home, make sure they're safe. Oh, that's so good, yes. It is a crazy night to be out driving around, so please use every extra precaution you possibly can. Denise says, I usually go to the neighbor's house. Michelle says, we're staying home, but we'll probably stay up and watch the ball fall unless I get too tired and just decide to go to bed. That's right. It's a minute-by-minute determination. That's what you can do. I used to love to go out on New Year's Eve because, you know, it's almost like a wedding atmosphere. You can get really dressed up and wear something really fancy and you pull out your big girl shoes. And I haven't done that for years, but for a number of years, I used to do that all the time and go out somewhere really fancy for New Year's Eve. But yeah, it's been a while, but you know, maybe someday we'll do that again. Maybe. We'll see. So there you go. There are your plans for New Year's Eve tonight. I think that Australia should be hitting New Year soon. You know, the Sydney Bridge, they always show the fireworks being set off from the Sydney Bridge, and they were talking about canceling this year because apparently there's a bunch of wildfires burning in the Sydney area, but they said they're going to go ahead and shoot them off, and that's always such a cool sight. I remember seeing that as the first one when the new millennium hit. And that was, oh my goodness, 20 years ago. How can it be? How can it be? So on to today's blog post. Are you better or are you worse? I put up a little gift. Whatever you are not changing, you are choosing. Read that again. Whatever you are not changing, you are choosing for 2020. I talked about this a little bit earlier. Can't just hope that 2020 is a better year. You have to make it a better year. How do you do that? Well, do a year in review. Where are you now compared to a year ago? I'd like you to write something down from every month of the year and focus on what was new, different, better, worse. Figure it out. It really only took me about 10 minutes to do it this morning. It was really interesting exercise, actually. It was so cool to see on paper how different each month was. So different from the last in my life. How fast I grew once I started this business and how much I learned from month to month. This time last year, I didn't even have a business or even an idea for a business. In January of 2019, I had a regular corporate job, and 4 months later, I had a business up and running. Now, I understand it may not be so easy for you to track your progress if you didn't have drastic changes as I did, but take a closer look. Can you think of one major accomplishment from this past year? Is it something that you did at work or maybe a job change with more money? Did you ask for or even get a raise? Did you get a promotion or finish some sort of project that got praise? Write it down. Go month by month, and you will be surprised how easily big moments come back to you. It can be about work, family, health, personal goals. It all counts, and it should all be included. Assess if you think you are in a better place or a worse spot. Because if you aren't as happy as you think you should be, or if you've made progress in this thing we call life, figure out why. Are you learning new things? Are you doing things you've never done before, or spending more time doing some of your favorite things? Because, you know, people who make time for the things they enjoy actually enjoy their life more. Crazy. I know. After going through your months, is there something else you really wanted to make time for, but you didn't get to it at all? That should be the first thing you plan to do for the new year. No matter what it is or how long it will take to do that thing, make a plan to do it or get it done. Life is about doing what we enjoy and finding happiness in that. So make that a top priority. I mean it. At the end of your life, you won't be thinking about the promotions you got at work or how awesome your project turned out. Although those are great things too. But how much time you spent with family, loved ones, and doing the things you love. Make it a priority. But when looking at your month-to-month breakdown, what were the highlights and what were the lowlights? What things were really exciting for you? What things didn't work out the way that you wanted them to? The reason I ask you to do a breakdown for each month is to find out what is working in your life and what isn't. Because, like the picture above states that I said at the top, what you aren't changing, you are choosing. So if you aren't happy with where your life is, then you need to figure out why. This is how you start to figure that out. You don't necessarily have to start a plan right now, but you must figure out what is working and what is not working. We'll start the plan on Thursday. Some of these things are hard to do, even painful, but there is much better stuff on the other side. You are worth the work. Say that to yourself. You are worth the work. You are worth the pain you need to go through in order to get to the happiness you deserve. You are worth a few minutes to analyze the good and bad in your life. You are worth any work it takes to make it your best life. As with most things in your life, you have to put in a little work and effort to get the best out of something. Is there anything more worth having than a life you love? All right, people, it is Taco Tuesday. It is a New Year's Eve. Whatever you are doing tonight, I hope you have a fantastic time. Please, please be safe. No drinking and driving. Promise me, no drinking and driving. Now, I want you to have the most fun tonight, ringing out the old decade and bringing in the new, and go make it your best day of 2019.
Thank you for listening to The Hopefulist, hosted by Wendy McClure. For more inspiration, please visit Hopefulist.com. Thanks, and we'll see you tomorrow on The Hopefulist.
Yo, Wellen, have me on your show, man.